Hi everyone, this is Michelle, your ELA. I hope you've all had a wonderful and safe break with family and friends, and hopefully your time away from studying and other commitments wasn't as busy and as stressful as this might be, but maybe more like this. Hopefully time spent with loved ones, taking time out to relax and remember the important things in preparation for 2018. The break was a great chance to recharge your batteries and use the opportunity to either get some distance from studying or using the time to catch up on readings, discussion boards, and even get a head start on assignment too. So, what's this week? This week we're looking at psychodynamic and psychoanalytic theory, so namely Freud and Erikson. Psychodynamic theories are heavily influenced by psychoanalytic theory, which is a collective term for the perspectives that focus on the psyche and unconscious principles. And that's just taken directly from our notes for this week. Some people consider these theories to be slightly outdated, but they're still present in our language in our approach to education. So, for example, when we talk about a need for closure, we're using a word and working from an idea that was originally developed by Freud. Many people use the language and theories without being fully aware of where they've come from or even the theory that they've chosen. So psychodynamic theory seems to be especially prone to this kind of misuse and neglect. So you may have heard of things like closure, repression, denial, and there'll be even more in your readings for this week. So there are many aspects of psychodynamic perspectives. They focus on human emotions, although there's more about the subconscious when we're talking psychodynamic perspectives, and there are a lot of criticisms. So often the criticisms are that it focuses too much on the individual, so have a think about why you think this might be a problem. Freud's also been criticised for the psychosexual stages and the perceived obsession with sex. So do you think this reflects the time that it was developed? Have a think, does this mean that all of the theoretical approach is not useful or just some of it? So it's a really great perspective and theory to make you think about what's still relevant for us today. There's a really great slideshow that I'll pop up for you that shows the critiques of the strengths and challenges of psychodynamic perspectives. So after viewing this, you might wonder how psychodynamic theories would support current thinking about social and emotional well-being. So what I'll do is I'll put the link to this slideshow in the week 7 discussion board thread for you so that you can have an access. It's only about 9 slides, but it's something that's good to have a quick read through if you wanted to have more of a think about psychodynamic approaches. So for this week, we've got 2 main readings and a little extra resource for you there. So the first reading is not just the tip of the iceberg. So the Manning-Morton reading provides an overview of the psychoanalytic ideas, and particularly how they have influenced early childhood education. There are some really interesting comparisons in there between Freud and Piaget, which might come in handy for assignment 2 if these are your chosen theories. Then you've got Freud's theory of personality development, and that's Mitchell and Zeiler in 2007. It gives you a really good overview of Freud's main ideas, including those psychosexual stages of development. It's really interesting to see that this theory is often disputed, and yet so many of the ideas, like we said before, are used every day, and people just tend to throw those around. So have a really good read of those 2 readings for this week. Finally, there's a link to the Freudian personality test. It's in the additional resources section. It has about 36 questions from memory, and from the results you can gain some insight as to how Freud would have analysed your personality. It's only about a 5-minute quiz that might make you shake your head in disbelief or even laugh out loud at some of the questions that are being asked. Please don't take it too seriously though. It's more there to just give you an insight into Freud and probably some of the questions you'd be asked if you were maybe doing a bit of Freud therapy. Our activities for this week. So the first activity for the week is 7.5, which looks at manifesting issues within the teaching environment. So what you're asked to do is reflect on the readings for the week and using the concept map, discuss how a social issue might manifest within teaching and learning. So for example, bullying, peer exclusion, and inappropriate social behaviour. There are some examples that you can have a think about. See if you can relate these issues back to what Freud and others have discussed in the psychodynamic perspective. So for example, bullying, think about, is there more than one type of bullying? If we don't see the bullying happening, what else might we look for? What does Freud say about would be the root cause of even the bullying? So the same or similar questions can be asked about the other behaviours, overachievers, teachers' pets, perfectionism, all these things we often ascribe to children about just being that's how they are things that can actually impinge on their learning experience. So think about how Freud may have looked at those. The second activity is 7.6, and this aims to give you a greater understanding of the differences between the theories of Freud and Erikson. So there's a short video for you to watch, and if you are able to, if you can share one benefit and one limitation of one of the theories that are mentioned in the video, that would be great. And as usual, you're asked to respond to your group mates and have a discussion about the task for the week. So that's kind of been lacking the first 6 weeks of the semester. So new year, fresh start. Let's hope we can get some more discussion on the discussion boards. A few reminders. So assignment 2 is due on Monday of week 9, which is the 15th of January at 5 p.m. Melbourne time, Australia. Hopefully you've been utilising the valuable resources to help support your studies. So the assignment 2 question and answer discussion board, the assignment 2 Padlet, which includes the Flipped Collaborate recording, links to the student portal support, Venn template, theories crib sheet, and other essay writing support. Remember, if you have any further questions regarding the assignment, make sure you post them on the assignment 2 discussion board. Please avoid sending emails about the assignment directly to me, but instead use the discussion board so that others can see your question and then my response to you. Others may be actually having the same question, and it saves me replying 10 times to individual emails, and we can just get it out there. And you can also help answer the question for each other. Finally, the last thing I wanted to leave you with this week was this really great TED Talk, Every Child Needs a Champion. It's a really inspiring and just fantastic TED Talk, as most of them are, and it might just remind you about why you wanted to become educators in the first place. It's really not a long video at all, and will hopefully give you some inspiration for your studies in 2018. And again, I'll pop that link in our week 7 discussion board. So I look forward to hearing from you all soon on the discussion boards as you get back into the swing of things and ramp up to a busy second half of the teaching period. Thanks, guys.